And welcome to the Refined Peasants. Today, well, we were going to do student loans, but we did our Bigfoot podcast before this, and we decided that
liquor was needed for some of us.
Yeah, for a Bigfoot. And Wyatt got drunk, so now here we are, and we're going to talk about Wendigos.
Let's go, man.
So, if you don't know, we're having a good old time. A Wendigo. Gosh. Okay. I'm going to explain it the best way I know how. Then Nick might know how. Why do you even know what a Wendigo is?
I had no fucking idea. Like, I was explaining before this, like, an image doesn't even pop into my fucking head. Like, when you said Wendigo, I was thinking, like, maybe like a Grim Reaper with a fucking scythe? I had no idea. And then you showed me the picture, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I was like, this is what people... No wonder they're scared. It's fucking terrifying.
Right, yeah.
Like,
it's, honestly, a Grim Reaper with a scythe is not too terribly far off from some of the artwork. So a Wendigo is a Native American creature. It's the most common name, so it's kind of like Sasquatch if you watched our Bigfoot podcast. A similar creature exists all throughout various, mostly northern latitude cultures. So I believe whoever's native to the Siberian tundra also has something similar to a Wendigo, and the Native American tribes in Canada and all the way through there, the Arctic Circle. And what a Wendigo is the artwork that you're going to see if you Google Wendigo is really terrifying. So imagine Slender Man, but buck naked with a deer skull for a head. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That seems pretty accurate to what I showed you?
yeah, it's pretty close.
Really skinny, malnourished looking. Like you can see ribs and bones and stuff.
And so we're going to start off with not only do you believe in Wendigo, but if you believe in Wendigo, or if you were to entertain the idea, what do you think it would be? And it's kind of the same three possibilities as Bigfoot. So we have some kind of spiritual being, a physical being, or aliens. So right off the bat, does anyone believe the Wendigo's an alien?
No.
No? Nah. Okay. So Nick, spiritual or physical?
It's a boogeyman.
So, and you think this is totally myth, too?
I think it's something they told their kids. I think it's what the natives told each other to prevent cannibalism in the harsh winters.
It seems to be. I mean,
and it's the most likely options. Like you told this story specifically. The Wendigo is specifically a cannibalistic
creature.
Yeah,
it eats humans.
Like if it infects your mind, you start eating humans as well. It's a cannibal thing. And it's just a warning. Hey, I know winter's hard and all, food's hard to come by, but don't eat each other.
But no matter what you do, don't eat people.
Yeah.
Nick said it seems like the most likely option. And, it's like, I don't know if I would buy that story. Until you realize that the other option, like the alternative option, is that there's an actual fucking Wendigo out there. And it's like, well, suddenly that looks a lot more...
Well, so hang on.
Stories look a lot more, like fairy tales look more reasonable than...
I actually believe that the Wendigo exists.
Oh, fuck.
Now, I believe it exists. I think it's a demon. I think it's a literal demon. And so in some of the lore, the folklore, the Wendigo can be described as a physical creature, but it always starts out as a human. It's a human who abides in human flesh.
It's a transformation, and once you cannibalize, you turn into a Wendigo.
Kind of like werewolf?
It's a curse that you take on yourself.
Okay.
You get really... when you start off as a human, you get really hungry. It's always you're really hungry. And it's always in winter. But you eat human flesh. And then after that first bite, it's like a dog that kills a chicken. Like
it's never... That's all you want to eat now. That's all you can think about eating.
And actually, so the Wendigo doesn't get nourishment from anything else. Once you become a Wendigo, once you've eaten a person, you can't eat anything else and nourish your body. That's why they're perpetually starving. That's why the pictures of them are so gaunt and skinny. Is because the lore is you are perpetually starving because you obviously can't get your hands on human flesh all the time. Gosh. It's this hunger, almost like vampiric.
Yeah, so a lot of times,
except for the actual flesh,
they'll start eating themselves if they've gone a long time without eating a person. They'll bite their arms, they'll bite their actual fingers, they'll bite their lips.
Yep.
Okay.
And this is all lore based from the native culture.
Yeah, so most of what you're going to get is Native American culture. And again, it's multiple tribes. We're going to use the term Wendigo, which is specifically to the northeastern.
Yeah, so the Canadian border up in there.
Yeah,
the Great Lakes and all them.
But there are similar stories kind of throughout, just like with the Bigfoot. This is a similar creature. I like I said, I actually believe it's a demon. I think it's a demon that possesses you. So when you get to the winter, you're starving, you're really hungry, and this demon is kind of given an open door to possess you. And once it takes hold, it's game over. And that's kind of so it's not like a werewolf. Like, you don't bite somebody and then they become a Wendigo. The Wendigo has to be inside you. Like, it's a force, almost, that takes over your own will. Which sounds a lot like the Catholic description of demonic possession.
Right.
So, I guess now that we've gotten the description out of the way, and I would encourage you to Google what a Wendigo looks like, or Wendigo art, because
It'll
it is...
be on the thumbnail, I'm sure. I'll find something.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So, where do we want to start here? So, this isn't like Bigfoot where we have a bunch of physical evidence. So there's no footprints of a Wendigo.
Yeah, well, mostly we have stories of natives and colonials, and even nowadays we get sightings of Wendigos. I don't believe them.
So, like, the Donner Party is rumored to have been attacked by Wendigos.
I actually love the
Donner Party? The people that got caught in the Rockies?
Yeah, so okay, I'll talk about
It's
this.
famous. The Donner Party.
I'll talk. It is the single most horrific traveled on the Oregon Trail. I actually love the Donner Party history. So basically, to me it's fascinating because they made so many blunders and so many. I'll tell you what. So
They ate like 30 people.
they ate a lot of people. So basically, they ate a lot of kids too. So
Start from scratch. Give me the story.
So the Donner Party is named. I can't remember the names, but it's basically everyone knows the story about the Oregon Trail. You go that trail, and then they're like, we're going to take this shortcut that was supposed to be a shortcut. Wasn't a shortcut. It lengthened it by at least 20 miles or something, like 30, like 3 miles. Or something. It lengthened it, and they got caught in the middle of winter in the Rockies, which is something
Snowed in. Like, the pass is all closed.
yeah, like you couldn't get it, you couldn't get out, and they start, obviously they eat they eat the cattle, they eat the dogs, they eat the horses, and finally it's like you got people
They
left.
eat the people that froze to death,
And
probably some that hadn't frozen quite to death yet.
oh no, they definitely murdered. Like one guy specifically, like they came like
There
after
were only like 4 survivors of the Donner Party, right?
there I can't remember exactly the amount. So basically,
Wasn't very many, but there were a lot to begin with.
like these two Indians and these 2 guys walk out. They're like, we're gonna go try to find help. Well, they kill the 2 Indians and eat them, and then they find the Indians' tribe. And they're like, oh, and they just lie. They're like, yeah, he died. They died, natural causes, this, that. We buried him, did the honors, and no, they ate him. And finally, when they got to a town, the town went one by, like they had to, in small groups, they had to go in, rescue, come back, go in, rescue. And when they first arrived, they described these people as sickly, mouth are open, like eyes burned from the snow. It's called snow
blindness is
Yeah.
a real thing.
And the final rescue is basically one guy, and there's supposed to be like 4 people, and it's one guy left, and he ate them. And when they asked him, like, there's four ox legs there, why did you eat the people? He goes, well, humans tasted better.
So that's a fucking Wendigo.
And one of the guys is like, he's like, oh, did my son die of? And the son's like 6. He's like, oh, did he die of natural causes? He goes, yeah,
Beaten to death.
me hitting him in the head with a rock.
So he admitted
Yeah, but you couldn't charge him on murder because it was.
Well, that's an extreme situation.
Yeah, like here, would y'all eat a person?
Still murder, though.
Would you guys eat a person if you needed to?
No.
Oh hell yeah, I'd eat a person. If I had,
fuck no.
if I'm stuck in the Alps and like I gotta, I'd eat somebody.
I say that, but the will to not die, not survive, but the animalistic urge to not die by
that's what I'm
any
saying.
means can kick in and take over.
Now, I'm a picky eater, though. That's my biggest thing. So I've got this double because I'm not just kind of a picky eater. I'm
Very.
Like chicken strips only.
Yeah, like I'm one of those kids. So that I have that. I gotta get over that hurdle first. That's a big hurdle.
It's just a dino noogie.
And and then I gotta get over my whole moral compass would go upside down if I fucking ate a person.
Well, the biggest
especially we start running out of dead people to eat, and I start thinking maybe I have to kill a person.
Well, what started this was what started them cannibalizing is one of the guys.
Oh, it always starts small.
Drunkenly falls into the fire. They pull him out. He falls back in. They pull him out again. And one of the guy goes, he smelled.
I don't know if I buy that.
Well,
the guy drunkenly falls into a fire twice.
Well,
I feel like he may have been pushed.
Well, very cold, drunk. Blood's really thin, and he's like, and one of them goes, he smelled kind of nice because they're starving at this point, and he falls in a third time, and they don't pull him out. Well, they pull him out in pieces and bites. And that's how it kicks off, and it's the most notorious failed traveling on the Oregon Trail, because dozens of people died.
Dude, they fucked up bad. But that's kind of what happens. Is again, you hit hard times, and starving people do starving people things. But the problem is, so we have records of cannibalism pretty much throughout human history. But it's always rare. It's never so there are specific tribes that you can find that practice cannibalism. But those tribes are not ones you want to encounter.
But they do it for a spiritual reason.
Yeah, so the Aztecs ate human hearts.
Well, even the Maui, they used to do it to gain the strength of their fallen.
Well, it's the same reason the Aztecs did.
It's always a spiritual reason. They didn't do it just for fun.
They also didn't do it just to humans. If you were Aztec and you killed a jaguar, you ate that son of a bitch.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm doing that just out of principle. If I kill a mountain lion, you bet I'm eating that thing.
I bet the mountain lion would taste awful.
Yeah, mountain lions game. But even today's cannibalistic tribes, they don't do it often. It's only for ceremonial purposes, really. If a chief dies, they
terrifying.
I don't really care.
Yeah, it's still cannibalism.
Yeah, that's the thing. But it's as long as you don't eat the brain, it's like mad cow. You eat the brain, you're kind of fucked.
Or the spinal fluid.
Yeah, it's the two things you can't eat. And that's kind of the thing is, if you're hungry enough, you're going to eat some organs. And the brain probably going to be one of them.
I still think the brain and spinal cord would be last. Just because there's not
a lot
there.
Even if we didn't know, I don't know that I could talk. First of all, you got to get in the fucking skull.
Yeah.
That's tough.
That is quite a bit of meat, though, once you crack that skull open.
Yeah.
And maybe it's already open. You kill him by bashing the head.
Well, unfortunately, your face has a lot of fat and muscle that...
At the tongue.
Yeah, an old mountain man thing was you took a deer head and you put it under the coals and you basically just have what tasted like bread dough. Was the meat? Yeah. That was a delicacy. So it's...
All right, so let's bring it back to the Wendigo. So we've covered the Donner Party, which is pretty extreme. But that really only goes over, that could be a suspected Wendigo, right? There's no one ever even says, a Wendigo.
Well, actually, it's
literally we were starving, we did what we had to do.
The natives that were with them refused to eat people because they were afraid of being a Wendigo. No, we'd rather starve to death than become a Wendigo. This was their reasoning.
Facts. If you turn into that thing when you eat people, I'd rather starve to death.
And that's
fucking horrible.
That's kind of why they also kind of killed them and ate them, because they didn't want the tribe knowing that, because the tribe wouldn't have helped them.
Oh yeah, the tribe would have left them to die. Be like, no.
And so, but the natives were the only people who didn't cannibalize. It's just because they didn't want to become Wendigos was their reasoning.
Yeah, it's it's like a story that helps you still keeps you moral.
It's a moral compass.
No, there's an
allegory.
There's a name for it. So even though the boogeyman doesn't really exist, it's probably better for you to not go out wandering in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the boogeyman made up there is, but something else goes bump in the night.
Yeah, it's not a real monster, but it is a real risk that it's helping you avoid. So Kelpies. Kelpies is a good example. Kelpies would here we go. The lore on Kelpies is they're basically these beautiful men or women who would walk the beaches and drag unsuspecting victims. So, like, you would see a beautiful woman walking naked on the beach and be like, hey, hey. And then they would drag you into the ocean and kill you. And the moral of that story is, hey, don't go walking on the beach alone. Weird shit can happen and you get drowned.
Interesting.
So there's a word for that. I just can't describe it. And that seems to be what Nick believes the Wendigo is. It's just this kind of a wayward tale.
It's a warning.
To prevent cannibalism.
It's kind of like how in most Native American cultures you don't whistle at night because that allows demons and stuff to know where you are and stuff like that. It's like, no, you don't whistle at night because predators know where you are now.
Yeah,
it's
North
hard.
America's got, like, Europe ain't got nothing.
And it's hard to fight something that can see in the dark and you can't. Like, mountain lion don't give a fuck about you at that point. It's like, I'm going to eat you.
Okay, so we've gone over what the Wendigo suspect. Like I said, I still believe it's a demon. I think it's a spiritual force that possesses you, which is what a lot of Native Americans actually believe.
Yeah, they think it's a spirit. They think so. Basically, the Wendigo talks to you and convinces you, and corrupts you enough to you start hearing them in your head and all that, and then you cannibalize. I think it's just a mental. Like at some point, you go crazy enough to just start eating people.
Yeah, it's so.
Like, especially if you eat spinal cord and brain tissue, you start going crazy. You get like mad cow disease, and you basically
there's a proven effect on that too. At least with other.
Yeah,
animals.
especially brains and spinal fluid and stuff.
It's
like the human body was only designed to have the one brain inside it. You start adding to that, and it freaks out. So what are the other? Like I said, it's difficult because we don't have physical evidence. This isn't something that leaves tracks. This isn't something that's going to leave a skeleton. And if it does, it just looks human. You know? And you can tell by like bone density and stuff like that sometimes what the diet was, or maybe like if you find something with brains in its stomach.
no. You can take like we nowadays we can take like a hide of something or just tissues and we can tell what it ate.
Oh, okay.
Is,
But the point being is this is not something that's going to leave a physical impression very often, except on the victims. You know? So if you find a skeleton that's got human teeth marks, okay, is it a Wendigo or is it just a human who got desperate? Which the two are really the same thing.
so Wendigos are very nowadays they're coming back in pop culture.
Really, it's until Dawn. It's until Dawn that brought them back into pop culture and Supernatural.
Yeah, so video games, movies. Did you know the book Pet Sematary by Stephen King is because of a Wendigo? The whole thing occurs because of a Wendigo.
I did not know that.
Yeah, actually, in Stephen King's cinematic universe, the It Clown, all that and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Wendigo beats the shit out of the It Clown. That's how powerful it is.
Really?
Yeah, like
I
there
haven't
is
seen it. I don't know.
the reason it is
As long as
always
you're not afraid of him. Like that's how. There's a sequel to It, and they come back and they're just adults, and it's basically like as long as you're not afraid of him, he has no power over you.
yeah. So like, there's a reason he's stuck in Derry, Maine. It's because outside of Derry, Maine is Wendigo territory, and the Wendigo is apparently really powerful.
I've never read the Stephen King book on the Wendigo. Is it Pet?
It's Pet Cemetery.
How is that a Wendigo?
So like in the newest movie, it actually shows the Wendigo figure in the woods, and basically it's just influencing you to bury your things at the Native American burial site, because then it
brings
changes
them back to life, right?
I don't know the full thing. I haven't read Pet Cemetery.
I thought that's the whole premise of Pet Cemetery was you bury your things in this pet cemetery and they come back to life.
But not the same. They
come back as like demons.
exactly. But I don't know the full thing, but like it's very like Wendigos are very pop culture now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like skewed the lore behind them and the mythos on what they can and can't do, can and can't look like, and stuff like that.
Well, and so that's another thing too. We'll get into let's just get more of the mythos of them. Is like Wendigos aren't just these creatures that eat people, so they can mimic.
Yeah,
they will call you into the woods, almost like English fairies. So you'll hear a loved one calling for help out in the woods, and that's how they lure you to get you to them. You know, it's and really, I think what I would say is that's just a reference to like anyone can be a Wendigo.
yeah.
You never know who's got the the demon in them.
That's the thing is, the Wendigo is supposed to come with the winter seasons. Like, he's supposed to leave and come like the falling snow.
So it's a seasonal fucking demon?
Well, he's more prevalent in the winter because
Yeah,
that's when starvation had. That's when he could fully. It's like that's when he could fully convince people is because you're at your lowest point when you're starving.
Well, I would say that it's you said that it would take a lot for you to get to eat a person, even under extreme circumstances. Imagine what it's like when you've got plenty. Like a Wendigo coming up to you and saying, "Hey, I know you just got done eating a whole bison, but that person over there looks really good." And it's like, "Fuck no, it doesn't. What are you talking about?
Walks with water looks really nice and juicy."
No. But then you come in like the middle of January when you ain't had anything substantial to eat in three weeks. Like, Walks with Water starts looking really delicious, or at least it's easier to convince you.
Yeah,
would be my
one of the weird things that I saw is it wasn't a colonial killed and ate his family, which is because outside of native culture you didn't blame the Wendigo for this, but he flat out blamed the Wendigo possessed him. He didn't blame the devil, and he's like the Wendigo, which was a native thing, and the colonials was like, the what?
Well, and there's other rumors. So again, we don't really have very many stories outside of Native American lore. But so like there's rumors that maybe Jamestown was succumbed by a Wendigo. Came out and they just ate each other, Because again, we already know that Jamestown was having a hard time producing enough food in America.
Right.
So then winter comes around when whoever it was, Walter Raleigh?
Yeah.
Whoever it was that left and then came back and Jamestown was fucking gone.
You mean Roanoke?
Was it? Oh, it was Roanoke.
That was, I think Jamestown stayed.
Jamestown did stay.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's Roanoke.
Roanoke is an island, right?
Yeah, it's Roanoke Island. Actually, we know what happened to the Roanoke people.
No, we speculate. There's we're not going to get into it.
The genetics prove
they think they basically got taken in by the Native Americans.
Well, when you got a Native American with blue eyes and blonde hair that doesn't match Native American.
Look, I don't know what interactions could otherwise produce that. Do you, Wyatt? I mean, the story of Pocahontas comes to mind.
I'm just saying, they
didn't have to be integrated.
They literally
into their
carved
in a tree Croatoan, which was the tribe.
Yeah, but they also came back and then didn't find any white people. Like, they didn't come back 3 generations later. They came back 2-3 years later.
I mean, they could have had a disease
and there was no white people.
Could have been like smallpox. They had a disease we weren't immune to. I'm just saying, DNA evidence kind of points that
there was some interbreeding, but not. And again, we're getting drug off into the weeds here.
But either way, I mean, I don't believe it's a physical being. I think it's a mental state. It's something the natives blame.
So is this something that purely exists inside humans? Like, it's just the drive to not die?
I mean, yeah. I mean, so I don't know how ancient times were, but I can imagine, kind of like chimps. Chimps cannibalize because we don't know exactly really why we eat chimps and we eat chimps, but maybe ancient Homo sapiens did the same. And once we got a higher cognitive function, we realized, hey, it's probably bad to eat our fellow person. Well, and then we're just fighting the instinct. And once you get starved enough, you get desperate enough.
I don't know that we have I shouldn't say. I don't have the instinct to eat people.
But some people do. Some people are cannibals.
Animals don't.
Yes, they do. Other animals cannibalize.
It's pretty much just chimps, right? Like, chimps are one of the only primates.
Wolves will cannibalize in times?
But they don't. So a wolf doesn't hunt. So wolves will defend their territory, but even if they kill another wolf, they won't eat it. Unless they're hungry.
Sharks cannibalize?
Well, sharks are
fish. Fish are different.
Yeah.
They appear to be.
Tiny
bears will cannibalize? Grizzlies will cannibalize each other? I mean... Yeah, animals will cannibalize. It's not new.
Well, sometimes bears do, and it's because bears sometimes eat their fucking cubs.
Yeah.
That's how we
lions, yeah, exactly. Humans, we eat, cannibals, we have...
humans eat babies.
That's what I thought he was going to fucking say.
People do, though. And it's a fuck.
Who the fuck?
We had Ted Bundy. He ate people.
Okay, but he didn't eat babies.
Really?
He was a demon incarnate. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just like
arguably
all these people are possessed by a Wendigo.
I do know a guy who ate children because he told a parent that his kid tasted nice on his.
I know him personally.
No, I know.
Okay.
I read about him. Like,
sir, why haven't we?
It was like one of his last words was, "Your kid tasted nice," to the parent before
What the fuck, man.
Yeah, hold on.
No, don't look it up. Why do I need to know more than that? You said a child tasted delicious. Why do I need to know more than that? But so this does kind of go like, is it just...
Oh yeah, Terrari. Remember the guy we do? He ate a baby.
Who?
Terrari, the guy we did the little thing on, the World's Hungriest Man. He ate a baby too.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Allegedly.
No. He did.
Yeah, he ate a baby.
That was a reach, Nick. Good for you. I don't know. I'm much more in, because like you said, humans' natural inclination is to think I would never eat a person.
Now you get stuck in the Alps for a month starving.
Well, again, so there is the survival instinct, but I'm still saying like,
is it survival? Is it survival or defect?
But plenty of people would literally do starve to death rather than eat other people.
I would argue it's going against somewhere way back in our lineage. It was acceptable to eat another guy. You just did.
I don't think so.
We do. Humans do it now.
I mean, so maybe when we were dinosaurs, it was okay for us to eat each other. But really, since hominids got the ability, gosh, but probably what was the differentiator? Really, we became social creatures. So you can't to be a social creature. You can't go around eating the other of your kind, right? You can't. If you're the social creature who eats his family members, you're the first one getting stoned to death.
Yeah, We used to eat each other hundreds of thousands of years ago.
So I'm not saying that we've never eaten each other. I'm just saying that it's not a normal.
It's not even a normal thing among animals.
So it once was. So maybe we've just. So it used to be a default.
So society is putting chains on us.
I don't think it was ever the default, though. I think it's totally inaccurate. Like I said, even primitive animals, besides reptiles and fish, I mean, very early evolved animals, mammals don't eat each other.
That's what I'm trying to think.
Mammals don't eat their own kind very often. So even lions, they'll kick the male cubs out. They always kill them.
No,
so when a new one comes in,
the cubs they kill.
Yeah, but that's when a new one takes over. So if a male lion has ruled over a pride the entire time, and then a female has birthed a male, he will kick the male out instead of killing his own offspring.
Right,
but if a new lion comes in, they definitely do kill all the babies. That's lioness.
So yeah, chimpanzees are the most known cannibalist. Lions, hippos, hamsters.
That doesn't surprise me. Those fucking rodents.
Toads. I mean, mantises, obviously, spiders,
so very primitive.
Polar bears. So it's not uncommon. They just eat each other.
I think it is. I think it is statistically.
Bears
uncommon.
will.
I don't think this happens very often in the animal kingdom, eating your own kind.
Yeah, so if we were to put a number to the amount of males, even for crocodiles and sharks, how often does a shark really eat another shark versus eats fish? I'd be willing to bet Garrett's kneecaps that it's probably pretty low.
I hope you're right.
I have no difference on the outcome.
No, I would agree with you. I think it's going to be pretty low, even for the more primitive species. The only one I can think of off the top of my head would be alligators, because I know alligator hatching season, they will literally just they hunt the other alligators.
Yeah.
So chimps do it pretty regularly.
But so chimps again don't attack their own social group though. They don't attack and cannibalize.
You don't have to.
The Aztecs didn't cannibalize their own. They cannibalized conquered tribes, which is what chimps do. Chimps will eating a male chimp that comes into another tribe's territory will be
they don't eat the grown. They eat the babies the babies.
Right.
They eat the young, the children.
Well, that's genetic. I don't think that's that common though. I really don't.
They do. Chimps fighting a lot is common.
Chimps fighting a lot,
and they eat the dead ones. Anyone that's died, they eat. whether it be friend or foe. We don't know why they do it. For some reason, like they can have all the nutrients around them, but they prefer, for some reason, to eat the fallen ones.
It sounds like they're possessed by fucking Wendigos.
Well, it sounds like to me.
Because again, this, at the very least, this is a human-like illness. Then, because again, even a male lion won't.
I'm not going to say this right now. I don't
lions.
think a bonobo is going to look at an antlered deer and go, "What is
Well, okay, so to be fair, bonobos don't give a fuck.
anything.
Like bonobos will kill and eat.
Chimps are known to steal
Anything.
babies out of villages and eat them.
For real,
I think you're talking about dingoes.
No, chimps. That's an offensive stereotype to my Aussie friends.
It's not my fault. Dingoes keep eating babies.
Ship on the bottom. But no, like it's a very bad problem right now in like India. Like monkeys will come and steal babies, eat babies.
I guess they're defenseless. Monkeys are omnivores, but that's not cannibalism. Not to them. That's like a tiger coming in and killing a baby.
I was saying like a primate eating primate. Close the fucking enough.
No.
Either way, so like at least early humans, we ate each other.
See, you keep saying that, and I still don't think it was widespread. Like I think under harsh conditions.
I'm just saying, I just don't know that the evolution can allow it.
They can.
If
For
it's,
social creatures.
if it's incredibly common, then I guess we breed a lot, but
Not really. 9 months gestation, and
Like-
really a
No,
lot
that's
of
not
us.
that much.
Like
A
rabbit,
lot of us
rabbits-
died prior to 5.
rabbits do it all the time for breeding.
Rabbits breed like fucking rabbits, though.
Yeah, fair
They
enough.
breed like a prey species. Humans do not. Humans breed like
We were-
a dominant species.
We were once prey.
No, sir. When I'm talking breed like a prey species, I mean breed like
Mice,
bottom of the food
mice,
chain.
rabbit. Yeah. You're breeding.
Right? So the closer you get to the bottom of the food chain, the more offspring are contained in one birthing. So you get to the very bottom, and like plankton reproduce really fast. And then you get a little bit up like rabbits. Rabbits breed really fast, and they have litters of like 12 to 14. You know? And then you get higher up to us, and it's 9 months gestation, and you only have one baby
Oh, that's bullshit.
most of the time.
Talk to an elephant about gestation. How about
Okay, arguably, especially early on, elephants were less predatorized.
that? Orcas will cannibalize each other.
That would be actually very shocking. If something as intelligent as a whale or dolphin.
Like orcas do it.
I don't think so. That wasn't on your list. But we're getting off into the weeds here. I still don't
I'm just saying
think-
it's more common than y'all think.
maybe among animal species. And
We
I
are
know
animals. We are animals.
we're okay, so we are animals, but we are a totally distinct creature.
So is anything else. They're
Not in the
distinct
same way.
species.
I just don't.
Again, we got a higher cognitive function, which is probably why we don't.
No. That is the understatement of the fucking universe. We are not just a higher functioning animal. We are supremely higher function. We understand that the cosmos is infinite.
Yeah, okay, just because a whale can't.
A whale attacks another whale because it talks slightly different. Which, to be fair, sometimes we did that too. But
A lot. Ours was more.
you show me the fucking whale that's built a telescope. Alright? Yeah, shut the fuck up.
They ain't got no hands.
It didn't stop.
My man ain't.
Galileo didn't have fingers and he still worked it out.
Yes, he did.
I thought he got chopped off.
No.
I'm trying to think.
Just broken?
No.
He got tortured.
Okay. So maybe the finger breaking was.
because he said the moon was a moon.
But you get the point.
It wasn't made of cheese.
I think I'm with Gary here. I just don't know. I'm sure it happened, and I'm sure there's tons of cases because a lot of fuck people.
I think.
But I'm sure it was never their first option.
Right.
As a matter of fact, as a social species, I just don't know that you can survive when you've got people that normalize killing and eating their own.
Right. And not just again, this would be in family groups. It would have to be normalized. So, one tribe killing another tribe and eating them. Occasionally, I can see that. Ritualistically, okay, that's probably more often because we have that documented in the Aztecs.
Yeah, see, and that's what I could see. I could see rituals. I could see that, but just some random
General
dude
practice?
just killed a dude and ate him. I just don't know that I buy that.
Yeah, so there's two reasons we did cannibalism: food shortages and predator control. So instead of burying them and letting predators come by, we just ate them.
That seems stupid. You're still gonna have shit there, even if you eat them. Why not just drag them off someplace? Like, did you have to fuck it? It's a Wendigo.
This is pre-pyramid.
It's
There's
fucking
no fucking
Wendigo.
way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so like after like epidemics, mass dyings, they would just eat the people.
What?
How did we survive? Hey, like 75% of us died from this
because,
illness? Let's eat the corpse.
So basically, if I have like a mass dying of people, instead of letting like leopards and stuff become man-eaters, we just beat them to it.
I'm calling horse shit. Where are you getting this information?
Jim Corbett. Or most man-eating predators.
There's fucking Wikipedia.
I mean, there's a couple of cases where like a city's under siege for like 3 months. They run out of food and
Stalingrad.
people start fucking eating each other. Yeah, Stalingrad's fucking horrifying. Do you guys know?
Oh, they used human skulls as drinking vessels.
In fucking Stalingrad, did you guys know that they lost 900,000 Germans and about 1 million fucking Russians? That's double what the United States lost in the entire war.
Cannibalism was practiced at 2,000
Russia during the winter, man.
2,000 years ago. 2,000 years ago, cannibalism was still a big thing in Britain.
What?
Wait, say again?
Cannibalism was practiced as recently as 2,000 years ago.
Practice, not a big deal though. That's the thing. It's like, so you could find the Ted Bundy, right? But that doesn't mean this is common.
And 2,000 years ago, Britain and really most of Europe, I mean, they're fucking, like, tribes in the Norse are fucking loincloths. Like, they're barely fully clothed in Germany.
Oh. They're fucking barely better than Neanderthals.
Y'all know Hannibal?
Hannibal Lecter?
No, like the general.
Oh, the general.
Yeah, he would teach his army to adopt cannibalism when they didn't have enough rations. So when they went through,
but that seems like a special circumstance to me.
Yeah, cannibal is well known to be.
You see how
fucking
you
crazy.
see how like it wasn't crazy to be like, oh, we don't have enough rations, let's go kill that village, eat the people.
See, but I think a rational person, even in Roman times, hears that and be like, what?
Like, right? That means that, I don't know. I wasn't around back then, but I just don't know.
I have a hard time believing
It's a hard sell. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that.
I'm saying you're wrong.
God, that's hard to believe. It's hard to believe.
You Google all you want, but it's not. I can't believe there was evolutionary incentive to be cannibals. Like, so maybe a shark. So again, like we talked about, like if you're a social species, it's detrimental.
Right. Yep. Most surprising, the biggest thing is the Donner Party.
Huh? What's up?
I'm reading this thing. It's like the biggest example of cannibalism was the Donner Party.
Yeah, it's not surprising. It's also the most well documented because we had someone who survived it and basically had no shits given about telling you exactly how it went. Dang. Most people, when they eat people, they're like, I don't want to talk about it. And then he comes out and he's like,
there's a movie about one that happened not that long. Well, I say not that long ago. It was decades ago. But they basically, over in Chile, they get stuck in the fucking mountains over there. It's basically Chile, like, the border is just a fucking mountain. That's the whole reason it's a country. It's just because the other country couldn't hop over the mountains. There's no pass. So this company, or not this company, I can't remember, some like Olympic team or something like that, crashed. A fucking plane
that's
crashed.
right. There is a movie there.
And they fucking, they all survived. And they were like, hey, you guys were gone for like 3 months in the middle of the mountains. What, it didn't cut, like, I get there's water nearby, but, what'd you eat? And then, it didn't take too long for people to be like, well, actually...
Yeah.
People.
I don't know. But we've gotten a little bit off, well off into the weeds now. We were off the Wendigo and on to cannibalism generally.
Well, so I guess I'll tie it back. So, like, how come we don't say that all the other examples of cannibalism are Wendigos? Like, why is it
the lore's not there. They're not
that's what I'm
aware of it. So they chalk it up to presumably human desperation. And I think there is a clear distinction here. Like, so there's ritualistic killing and cannibalism, which I think we all acknowledge. And then there are desperation, which Nick mentioned. And desperation is where the Wendigo is going to thrive. This, we have plenty, we sacrifice and eat the hearts because it is a ritual to our gods, is something entirely different. That's just idol worship. But this desperation where the devil on your shoulder says, do you really want to starve to death?
Well, so basically, like, people out at sea, like, I think, the story that inspired Moby Dick where they, had to eat each other to survive on those boats.
Right, but that's not. So again, we're not attributing. These are all the same situation. Do you recognize
but
the pattern?
Are you saying the Wendigo was just walking on the water going, hey?
I'm saying if it's a demon that possesses.
What the hell is it doing out in the
desperation.
middle of the Pacific? You think it's just gonna fly through the Pacific going?
You do understand what a demon is, right?
Yes.
It's a spiritual force that can.
Yeah, but what's it fucking doing in the Pacific? Why can't it just trick people?
Feeding on the desperation of starving people. What the fuck's a Wendigo? What's the fuck a demon doing in the middle of Canada in the dead of winter? Feeding on the desperation.
Yeah,
of
but I think
starving
it's just sitting in a gaggle of natives and just sitting there waiting for someone to
people.
crack.
How do you think spiritual warfare works?
Do you know how spiritual works? Are you a spirit?
The demons seek you out.
Are you a demon? How do you know? How you know?
Oddly enough, probably the Catholics. That's probably how we know. They document this pretty heavily.
Yeah.
Have been for a while.
No, surprisingly, Mao China, they did that a lot.
But again, you keep bringing up examples, but they're all the same situation.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, we were out of food, so we ate people because we had to.
Yeah,
like,
this
that's
doesn't
not-
mean it's a
Well,
general practice.
well, here's the thing. So, like,
And it does
I'll-
not
I'll-
mean that it was
I'll-
well accepted.
I'll bring back ancient humans. We don't have enough calories to make it worth eating each other. We don't. We don't have enough
Which
calories.
fucking side are you on?
I'm trying to point
We're
out
not- we're
that
not
there's
on a
maybe
podcast and Nick puts his fucking
in this
name over
primitive brain that makes us see faces and objects and stuff. There's a primitive part of our brain that's like, hey, eat Timmy. Now we don't acknowledge that because it's so repressed and so far back in the primitive part.
What are you admitting about yourself, bro? This is a fucking self-report.
I'm trying to explain why these people so cannibalism, like it or not, we kind of did it for basically fuck all reason back in ancient.
No. It's not fuck all reason.
No.
We have discussed two.
No. Back when we were first becoming a thing, when we were first Homo sapiens, there was no nutrient benefit to eating each other, yet we still did.
In times of food shortages.
That is more
The
recent.
fucking monkeys fresh out of the tree didn't know there was no nutrient benefit. They saw meat and said, hungry.
Yeah, but the people at the time didn't know that there was no...
No.
Yeah, that's what
But
I'm saying.
it wasn't just during winter months. You did it probably, I'm assuming here, I haven't read anything.
Well, so you know what assuming does.
Probably a power symbol, because we wouldn't just eat each other.
No. What with you and fucking power play?
No, think about it.
Oh my God.
Okay, I have a question. You just heard the tribe next to you just got ransacked and eaten by a bunch of people. Will you want to fuck with those people? Would you want to fuck with the people who just ate your neighbor?
I tell you what, I'd start making alliances with people I probably never wanted to before if it meant not getting eaten.
Exactly. So
there is no social benefit to eating your same species. Even if
intimidation.
But that's the thing. Like, so even in ancient warfare, we didn't eat the corpses.
we did.
No.
You tell Vlad the Impaler he didn't eat people.
Okay.
Did he actually not eat people?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he just fucking cut people up.
He
impaled them. He didn't eat people.
I think that...
The best thing we have from Vlad the Impaler was he was literally, after impaling the people, he had a picnic with flesh, and he was basically dipping his bread in their blood.
Nick, I think he was trying to convince...
the Turks to fuck off.
Yeah, I think that's...
And what helps is the fact that you think you're about to be eaten by the guy you're fighting.
But again, not
You
all
don't
of
have to
you-
actually eat them! You don't have to actually...
But he did! He took it a step further and ate people!
But not all of Europe was doing the same
But
thing.
here's
Vlad
what we're
was.
saying. Here's what we're saying. So everyone saw what Vlad was doing, and they said, "Fuck!
But
This guy's fucking crazy.
This dude is
We're going the
crazy.
fuck back to Istanbul. Fuck this. Turn around. Mount the fucking army. Saddle the fucking horses. We're fucking gone. Sorry, we're gone. Okay?
Now
This
go-
was not normal. Take it back. Admit you're fucking wrong.
No.
This is
Now, hold on.
ridiculous.
He scared the Ottomans.
I'm sorry.
One man with 10,000
Go back thousands of years later when we're still fucking chunking spears and maybe invent the atlatl on this time. We're eating people because you know why? It's socially acceptable.
I don't think so.
I think-
don't fucking think so.
You don't have to. We have archaeological discovery to show that we did.
the
We
lead-
did. You don't have to believe it. Fucking did. That's all that matters. Fuck.
it down. Bring it down.
Think about it. Ancient humans used to carve a part of your skull out, take the bone out, left the brain part.
That's bullshit.
No.
Just because you can find some
Listen.
doesn't mean it was a broken
Ancient humans were
skull.
fucking idiots. They did a bunch of things. You have a less likely chance of being ginger than having a hole in your head from an ancient human. Ancient humans, they had... Fuck! You ever heard the term, I need like a hole in my head? They took that literally.
It's a rare thing that I'm the calmest one on a fucking podcast.
Listen. Ancient humans were so fucking stupid. They used to carve parts of their head out, let the brain sit there, heal, because it let spirits out. You don't think they were eating each other because they could?
No, because it's not.
I don't care what you think. I don't care what you. We have art. We know they did.
We know some people did.
A staggering amount.
The whole reason Vlad is terrible.
A staggering amount because it wasn't seen as taboo at the time. You wanna know why?
Bullshit.
It was seen as just the thing you did.
No.
It's the same reason.
What caused the fucking change then? What caused the fucking change?
Probably morality.
Do you want to eat people? Is that
No! I'm trying to say that somewhere far back the fucking line, it was just accepted. And then now today, we think it is taboo and good. Thank you. We shouldn't eat each other. I'm going to say that right now. Should not.
Reject modernity, embrace tradition is what Nick is fucking saying right now.
We shouldn't eat each other. But I'm saying, way fuck off down the line through evolution. We just ate each other. For whatever reason. And it happened. Like it or not. We did it. Thank God we said it was bad later. I don't give a shit about what you say over there. Look, it's not... We did it. Get over it. Fuck off.
But you're not even understanding what we're saying. I'm not saying that we never ate people. I'm saying you can find crazy people. Jeffrey,
it wasn't crazy. They were just people doing it.
No, fucking for sure Vlad was crazy.
No, I'm not talking. Fuck. Here we go again. I'm not talking about Vlad. I'm talking about fucking when we were still chucking spears with fucking rocks that we sharpened with our...
Okay, so like we know the Sumerians didn't keep eating people. We know the Egyptians didn't eat people.
I'm talking 600,000 years ago when we first came out of the fucking... What's the one before us? Evolutionary line. Wyatt, you know this.
There's like 15.
When we first came out...
early on.
When we first came out of that fucking thing and we became Homo sapiens, we said, I'm gonna eat that man. For some reason. Don't know why.
No way.
You don't have to believe it. Science doesn't give a shit about what you think. We just did. We don't know why.
I'm not saying that no hominids ever ate.
I'm saying it's more common than you think, and I don't give a fuck about what you think.
You have no evidence of that.
I have science that says it.
Some bodies that have tool marks.
We have mass eating pits where we ate and carved up humans.
It sounds like we have found some batshit crazy people.
We found several.
I can't.
Maybe I'm just unaware of how incredibly common it seemed to have been because this...
It's not like we found one. That's okay. That's an outlier. We found plenty.
Maybe, there's just a harder life back then. That's what I'm going to chalk it up to. The second we started figuring out that we don't have to, kill our own fucking neighbor to eat, we can just grow shit. Like, we can just regrow plants. Like, Jesus.
So this is from Smithsonian Magazine. So, yeah, it's saying the same thing. It's when famines hit, you might have some people that eat people. But it's not... Like, whole civilizations don't do it just to do it.
Nick, would you say at least since we've been civilized, like, since civilization really started?
Since modern agriculture.
It was a common thing to do in the upper Paleolithic period.
I don't know.
So Stone Age men.
Oh, yeah, I've got no idea. Okay, well, I mean, I guess maybe, but, as time went on, we figured
Thank
out that...
Christ!
So, hang on, because before the advent of agriculture and actual civilization, famines would have been more common. But I still don't think there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that every tribe of humans on the planet was eating every other fucking tribe. There's no way. I don't care.
I can see if your tribe was in a fucking pinch and like you ran out of food and you just fucking Jeff died.
Right, do you know how hungry I'd have to be to look at another human's dick and be like, wow, that looks delicious? Fucking hungry.
No, like deer cock, like no,
all day.
Just fucking juggle them in there, man. Let's fucking have at it. But I mean, you're telling me I shouldn't.
I'm just saying, I don't care what y'all think. Back in the Paleolithic area, it was just common. Like it? Don't like it?
Should I? You want to say it or do you want me to?
You can say it.
Which era? Era.
You're about to get an
Maybe
arrow.
Maybe learn English before you lecture me.
Bitch.
I don't want to take this from a guy who can't spell considering.
I was driving. Leave me alone.
I don't give a fuck what you were doing.
That's an admission to a breaking of the law, sir. That's a bad fucking idea.
Okay,
Yeah,
back to the Wendy fucking go.
So do you think it was Wendigos that caused this fucking urge?
No.
The title of this podcast is changing. It's going to be Wendigos and the Urge of Cannibalism. The ancient urge of cannibalism.
God, I hope so. I'm really questioning you right now.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, why isn't it
No,
so defensive?
I'm trying to
Like, you're the person who's too detailed about the Nazi agenda.
Okay, so
You know
y'all
what
are
I'm saying?
asking, like, why do people cannibalize each other? You know, it's a thing.
No one asked that. Did you ask that? We
You did.
established
You did.
two very
No.
probable reasons why people cannibalize.
So I was like, you got Jeffrey Dahmer, who just seemed to be okay with eating people. Maybe
He's
because
fucking insane.
we view him as insane. Maybe he had a fucking brain
We knew
glitch.
it was insane because he was fucking insane!
He's insane.
Guys, Hitler wasn't insane. People just viewed him to be insane.
No.
Really? Okay.
No, he was fucking
Okay.
crazy!
Anyone who looks at another person and thinks, I bet they taste
Nick,
delicious.
I'm gonna
Our
give you-
ancestors did
Nick,
that.
I'm going to give you the easiest baseline for making an argument ever. And that is, if you are feeling like you are in a position where you need to defend the actions of Jeffrey fucking Dahmer, then you need to flip positions or check your fucking moral compass, because this is fucking cray. Nobody watching this, all fucking 4 of our viewers think you're fucking psychotic right now and think that you're fucking had half that goddamn bottle.
You're not just defending it. You're like
I'm saying
adamant
there's a...
that it's socially acceptable.
No, not socially I've said it multiple times. It's bad to eat people. Don't eat people. I'm saying somewhere back in this
I don't
fucking...
fucking believe you!
In this primary brain, there's a deep primordial fucking ape man going, Unga Bunga eat 10. And we repress it! Thank God we do! We have a moral
Don't
compass.
say we. Don't say fucking we repress it. No, there's no repression going on from eating your ass. Like, there's no repression, okay? I don't want to eat you because I don't want to fucking eat you. No!